let's run with d4. Who here just got juked? You were excited. You were excited to see e4, and then you got juked right there. d4. Queen's Gambit accepted. Slav land. Let's go. It's gonna take here. Let's go with this line here. I'm not gonna be trying to get my bishop outside the pawn chain. So let's do this, and in this line, what can I do? I could go after this light square bishop. And I think I'll do that. Try to get the bishop pair. He's the one piece that's going to struggle to do something. And is there any good reason to delay this capture? I don't know about that. This is basically the a move I'll need to play soon enough, so I wonder if queen here, queen to c2. Does it really matter much? Probably does. What about my bishop? Where does he belong? Or this guy? You know what I probably should do? That. How descriptive was that line right there? I should do that move. Yeah. I don't know. Well, the reason I came to that move was I really didn't want to go about the deployment like this. Just saw it as too weakening. And I'm not sure I want to move my bishop. Maybe I want to move my queen. Let me baby step it here. Well, hang on. Maybe I should consider taking here. Now, let's see how black responds to this. If queen to b6, I think I have enough time to get in the b5 break. Yes, I would. Queen b6, c5, queen takes, pawn takes, the bishop moves b4. If a6, I have b5 because this rook is unprotected. I could take on b5 after c takes. Okay, so clearly not going in that direction, but now the queen is here, so should that really matter much? I think, yeah, let's get my bishop here. I want to keep pressure on d5. By keeping pressure here, it means that life is going to be more difficult for the c5 or e5 breaks. And if black really wants to get it in, then that means you have to capture on c4 first. I'm not sure where my king belongs. I have to be very careful if I go kingside. If he goes queenside, I'll probably go queenside. I need to be a little bit concerned about g4, g5. This is a way to break down this kingside structure. He is, of course, a doubled pawn, so it's quite reasonable to go in that direction. Maybe we go opposite sides castling, or actually no. Why do we... Now that I don't have to be concerned about a rook over here, now I'm going to decide on castling in this direction. There might be some sneaky stuff against... Well, I'm not going to say. I might have some sneaky stuff. Just in case my opponent is being sneaky and stream sniping. I'm not going to say some trick. I'll save it until after the game. There's something sneaky that I might have available to me. Ah, how about that? How do you meet a play on the wings? Let's play in the center. Let's open stuff up. Let's let this guy rumble. In fact, that's not the primary reason I did this, but this is certainly happening, isn't it? I'm threatening to grab that pawn. But my main idea was just to challenge this pawn further, open up the position. So they've given up their central post. Don't really have a better reply than that. All right. So bishop pair, open position. I'm feeling a lot more comfortable right now. So my only concern, I want to keep him on this diagonal. However, which diagonal or which square along this diagonal is best? Probably here. Queen d3 is threatening maybe some stuff on h7 one day. I am still on this pawn. If pawn push takes, knight here, I think this is a losing move. I think it is, because my queen is just amazing. Oh man, is that really the truth? Is that really the case? Pawn takes, knight takes, and then my queen slides over because she's sneaky. Over to h3. She shows her strength really well from the h3 square. Seems pretty good. Bishop check, king here. What's the follow-up? Not seeing it. My queen will be there to watch over h2. What's the story now? Knight takes, queen takes, f5? No way. You wouldn't do that, would you? It's very weakening. Well, we're about even on time. Queen d3, queen h3, bishops pointing at the king position. I'm ready to maybe throw a rook into the mix, although it's really coming at a snail's pace. Rook a1 to e1, e3, h3, queen on h4, checkmate on h8. How difficult can that be? Don't try to think too many moves ahead. Don't try to think too many ahead. Get yourself in trouble. Miscalculate. Focus on getting the first two moves right, if you're lucky. Alright, well, it's a thinker. I'm up a pawn. Oh, okay, that's very nice. I was thinking of that, and I thought bishop here. Is that really doing anything great? Huh. How about rook here? We're about even on time. There goes my time advantage. Oh. Pawn here? Pawn push here. Bishop takes, pawn takes, knight. That might be decent. Let's go for it. Why not? Mix things up. He's going to be an animal on f6, isn't he? An animal. Opposite color bishop ending. He's going to be tough to defend, though, isn't he? Yes, he is. Knight here. Bishop takes. Queen h2 mate. Knight here. I'm almost always going to play queen h3. Bishop takes. Pawn takes. I'm ready to blast open the kingside structure. g6 might still be defendable. And then maybe my pawn could be tracked down. We're going to see about that soon. How soon, though? Oh, really? That can't be right. It really can't. Okay, hang on for a second. I really just want to take that knight. Let's take him. And give this intermediate check. Pawn push, king here, rook here, looking for mate. I'm not going to allow mate on the h-file. Am I? Is he going to run home? Or to his castled square, I should say. Alrighty. So he's clearly playing in fear. Let's do this. There's no tricks here. My queen's there to cover. Oh, he's a giant thorn. You can't put a price tag on that pawn. Right? There's no way. How much is he worth? How much? Too much. He's worth too much. I want to get my queen to h4, and that should be game over. This can't be bad. No way. Oh, man. Just queen here. This should be leading to mate. If pawn takes, I could eventually control e7 with this. Let's see how good he could run here. Let's put pressure on. Well, for a second I thought there was going to be problems with h2. Queen can't take because of pin stuff. Now the king is running for his life. Running for his life. Pre-move stuff. Oh my goodness, are you kidding me? I almost had an Adobe experience. I didn't mean to go there. Okay, okay, finally. Finally, everything's falling. Can't go there. Mate in 2. 1, 2, 3. Oh, that's mate. Yeah, that king got flushed out there. But, good game. Let's go back. Good game. Not the first time we've played. And not the first good game that my opponent played. Let's see what we had here. The Slav. Alright, I'm very familiar with this setup for black. I probably do it too much. Probably do it too much. No, you do get that bishop outside the pawn chain, but you also have to be content with giving him up because of how white can follow up with knight to h4. So, still looking for what? What am I trying to do on the white side here? I'm trying to come up with some imbalance because not much going on just yet. In fact, maybe if I don't go for this, or, well, I mean, there's still other things. You have your problem bishop already solved. He's outside of your pawn chain where he still has to work. But okay, nevertheless, I went forward with this. I went after the light square bishop. And h3, they go hand in hand just as you would with fianchettoing a bishop, moving the pawn, playing bishop g7. If you're going to take the bishop here, the natural follow-up with that is going to be to push. I'm actually looking at it a bit closer right now, and I wonder if there's a way to really get this type of advance in quickly. Is that something that black has available? Maybe, did I do this maybe too quickly? Maybe there's a reason to actually hold up. I was talking about how they go hand in hand, but maybe I should be bringing to question the timing of such a move. I wonder if that does allow for a quick strike with g4. I mean, I could be watching over it. It's not that big of a deal. Like, if g5 is played, I could play here. Maybe a take, and then if I recapture, then you're back with doing this move. I'm not sure. I think eventually, though, this is going to have to be played. You could envision a queen or a bishop functioning on this diagonal, quite natural squares. Ties in well with that rook on h8. But okay. Pretty common moves, I'm pretty sure. Well, I don't know about my queen move, but as far as the black setup, that doesn't seem too bad. Where's there something more to do? Oh, I was saying that after the game I was going to point out the sneaky thing that I had available. You know what it was? It was this. Not that it's anything brilliant, but there's a particular tactic to be aware of in this opening, where white has the bishop pair, where you go into this line where you're capturing on g6 out of the Slav here. It's a situation where, let's say at this point black captures on c4. I could be taking with my queen, and when I do that, I'm already threatening bishop takes pawn. Sometimes you'll, because of the pin on this f7 pawn, excuse me, instead of g5, if takes queen here, I was saying that keeping pressure on d5 really makes life difficult with the pawn breaks for black with e5 or c5. And so if you're going to try to get one of them in, you'd have to give up your central point on d5 most likely. And so if you do that here, takes, queen takes, this particular pawn advance is not working, because that would make the pawn on f7 pin to the king, which allows for bishop takes g6. You could see some variations of that if my queen initially deployed to c2, then after a capture there's bishop here. Similarly, after e5 it would now be the bishop pinning the pawn, and you could see the queen coming down and capturing on g6. Anyhow, that didn't even show itself in this game, but it's a tactic to certainly be aware of. And I think something else needs to be done besides g5 here. I think if I'm getting in e4, the position's opening up, the bishop pair thrives, and there's you know, the other criteria to be looking into. I don't know. I'd have the bishop pair, the position is open, there's no time edge really for either side. It seems like there maybe should be something better here, although it's tough. Because I'm ready to do this on my next move, and how are you going to get your pawn break in? I wonder if it's better to have the queen on a different square. I wonder if she was better placed on e7. Maybe if she's on e7, playing the c5 move would be a little bit easier somehow. Like, because you're never really able to do this move because of knight b5. I'm wondering about the queen's placement. I really don't have the answers, obviously. Although queen c7 was played for a very important reason, right? You had to watch over b7. Not really sure what to suggest here. I don't know. Because it really seems to start turning my way as soon as I get e4 in. Takes, queen takes, maybe takes, queen takes, and then there's knight here, this square. I don't know. Feel free to leave some suggestions on that. I really just don't know. Okay, yeah, I do have that bishop pair. Is there some tactic that might have been missed now that it's getting very violent? Not very violent, but it's certainly more opened with more possibilities now. Yeah, I wonder if you could get away with taking, takes, and then drop the bishop back. It does look scary, though, having a pawn on f6. Yeah. Yeah, I think something other than this, because I'm not sure what it should be, but I think this runs the risk of just losing some material, losing a pawn in this case. Maybe there is something to capturing and then trying to get a knight to d5. Can't say for sure, but I don't know. Just wanted to trade a little bit. Maybe there was even something better. I'm not sure. Not sure. I know I have a slight material plus. Turned out to be enough there. Yeah. I guess maybe pawn up, king g7 would be the best try, and then keeping pressure on this pawn. Still trying to fight on despite being down a pawn. g6, king g7, but I think we were quite low on time. He's just too much of a thorn on that g6 square. Alrighty. Good game as usual.